of tissue that we have in our body is the epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue, it consists of cells that line the internal and cover the external body surfaces, and its main function is to protect the body surfaces. That's why the cells of this type of tissue are tightly bound together, because their function is to provide a protective barrier or to protect the surfaces, and they have no spaces. When we say that they are tightly bound together, it means they have no spaces between them, which is completely the opposite of the connective tissue that they have spaces between them. And it's found in various thicknesses, and arrangement depend on the location of where they located. So some of them have only a single layer thickness, or some of them can be more than one layer in thickness, and also their arrangement is vary. The location, we will talk about three examples. The first example is we will talk about the blood vessel location in blood vessel. The second example is in the lining of trachea, and the third example, how they cover the outer layer of the skin. The first example, when we talk about the blood vessel, we have three types of blood vessel: artery, veins, and capillaries. And in all of these three types of blood vessel, the lining of them is consist of a single layer of flattened cells of this epithelial tissue. And in capillary, they help also, this single layer can help in the gas exchanging between the carbon dioxide and oxygen. And while in the lining of the trachea, they consist also of a single layer, but they have cilia-bearing cells and a mucus-secreting cell. That both of them, the cilia-bearing and the mucus, they act together to trap the inhaled particle and sweep them away to the pharynx. In the skin here, so in these two examples, in the blood vessel and in the trachea, they are in the lining of the blood vessel and trachea, the epithelial tissue, while here in the skin, which means in the outer layer of the skin, they cover the surfaces of the skin in order to protect the underlying living layer of the skin. In the skin, the most easily observed epithelial tissue is the body's outer layer of the skin, and it consists of sheets of dead and flattened cells that cover and protect the underlying living tissue. For example, if you can see here in the figure, we have, this is the structure of the blood vessel, and you can see that the capillaries here, which are help in the gas exchange, they are made of only single layer, and this single layer is made up of endothelial or epithelial tissue, while in the arteries and in the vein, they have three layers. The inner layer is made up of a single layer of the epithelial tissue, while they have also smooth muscle and connective. That's why we can say the artery and the vein the artery and the vein are organs, because they made up of different type of tissue, while the capillary, it's tissue because it's made up of only single layer, which is the epithelial tissue. And also, as we said before, in the trachea, we have these cilia bearing and the mucus secreting. They both help in trapping the inhaled particles and sweep them away through the pharynx. So if we go to talk about them, we can say that in general that epithelial tissue line what? It can line the blood vessel and the trachea, and it cover what? It cover the outer layer of the skin. Please pay attention to the outer layer of the skin. This is the outer layer of the skin, which is a type of epithelial tissue. But when we say skin, the skin is an organ. This is all the structure here is the skin, which is made up of two layers, the epidermis and the dermis, and the skin is an organ. While when we talk about only this surface or the outer layer of the skin, it's epithelial tissue. And epithelial tissue, it's flat, where we can say it's flat in blood vessel and in skin, and it's a single layer where it's in trachea and the blood vessels. While where it will be dead, it will be dead in the outer layer of the skin, which is, as we said before, is covered by the epithelial tissue.